Hey, what's up, guys? Just see if you guys can hear me. Just trying to get things going here, see what's up. Hearing that there is nothing going on BCA on the elections. I'm going to share to my main page right now. I have some people sending me some numbers. I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know, because I just fired everything back up to get back on air. So I'm checking my phone. I'm checking to get messages from people.
Pat's Pizza Bagels in Chelsea. Oldest pizza bagel in America. Today we're in Chelsea, Massachusetts. Trick or treat.
Yeah, it looks like some of the stuff is trickling in. I reached out to a couple of people to see if I can get some numbers. Unconfirmed. Looks like Moses won, but that's unconfirmed. So about an hour ago, let's see. Hey, can you guys hear me speaking? Am I good? Okay, it looks like it. So about an hour ago, John Hayes had posted some of the results, and it looks like here about an hour ago he had Winthrop Farwell 167, David Texera 293, Jeff Chanel 188, Carla DeRosa 259, Matthew Delesme 92, Joseph Francois 83, Judith Nelson 131, Michael Nunez 158, one write-in, total votes 1372, number of blank votes 856. That was the counselor at large race. So if you want to go from top to bottom, it looks like it would be David Texera getting in, Carla DeRosa at the second spot. Then the next one would be Jeff with the 188. Then 167 would be Winthrop Farwell. Let's see here. An hour ago, he had Moses coming out of Ward 7, Precinct B. It was 300 to 248, 549 votes, 8 blank votes. That was coming out of Ward 7, Precinct B, about an hour ago. Councilor Ward 7, Shirley Asack. Write-in Vive. She was unopposed. Let's see. We got Ward 7 School Committee, Tim Sullivan. This was an hour ago. 261 for Timothy Sullivan. Jimmy Pereira, 176. 444 or 440 total votes. Number of blank votes, 117. Thank you, John Hayes, for these. And I'm waiting to see if anybody else sends me something. I've got people in my inbox. I just want to make sure that they are, the stuff that's being sent is correct. I'd rather see the tablets from, the white tablets that they hang up at the locations versus somebody just sending it to me in a text, because I really don't want to verify and say that something if it's not confirmed. Getting those actual tablets that get printed out and hung up at the sites are the best. I'm just putting a post up right now. If any Brockton results, send them to me. Here we go. All right, they just put a post out, and I'm asking for people to send me some of the results if they get them. Usually BCA is on. They usually have 3 people on, and they usually are doing the results as they come in. So again, if you are out there, if you're getting any of the numbers, please, please, please get them to me so I can report. I've got people in the chat waiting to hear. And then once I get numbers, I'll be reporting them until I actually reached out. I actually reached out to some of the candidates. I reached out to a couple of candidates now, seeing if I can get some results. It's kind of crazy if BCA is down. All right, I'm getting some stuff coming in, people. I'm getting some stuff coming in. Hold tight. Hold tight. Like I said, I'm reaching out directly to the candidates, and seeing if they've gotten the word, because I'm pretty sure the elections committee would have to reach out directly to the candidates to let them know, what the numbers are. So if anybody's going to have the right, correct numbers, I would assume that the candidates were. So I'm reaching out to them and seeing if I could. I just reached out to Anna Oliver. As you guys know, she's running against Matt Stanton. Anna is reporting that she got 971. He's at 963. I asked if that is the final result. I'm waiting to hear that. If I can, if that's the final. I've got Matt Stanton. I sent that message to Matt Stanton also. So I'm trying to get these answers right from the candidates. Like I said, I'm going to assume the elections committee should be reaching out to them first before they reach out to anybody else. If you're looking for some of the races across the country, Virginia has flipped. Democrat Abigail Spanberger won the Virginia governor race. That's crucial. That is a crucial win there in Virginia, heading into midterms. Let me see who else. I got to reach out to a couple more candidates and see what we got going on here. But again, that's an unofficial report from Anna Oliver. Again, another close race between these two. Another close race, if that's the case. 971 to 963. Close. Another close race. And again, both those candidates, thank you very much. They showed up at Vote 48 on Sunday. Let me reach out. Let me see if I can get something from both of the mayors. Sorry, I don't have any vote graphics or anything like that right now. I just jumped back. I had just got done with the booth, and I went to BCA so I could see if there was any results. Going right to the horse's mouth here. I mean, at this time of night, this is the best way to do it. So, I see some people commenting on my post. Lisa, if you scroll on my page, actually, you know what? Let me pin this to the top because if people are coming and adding stuff, it's going to push this down. So let me go back in and I'm going to pin it to the top. Bishop Tony Branch is reporting that he lost and he loves you and there's blessings. So it looks like Bishop Tony Branch has gotten the word. Moses is live right now. Looks like Moses has won. Moses is live. They're live. Yeah, it looks like All right. Thank you, Felicia. Felicia Isabel Sepulveda. She just went live. So that was what you were listening to right there. So it looks like Moses Rodriguez is now will be the mayor of Brockton. As I said, Bishop Anthony Branch had already put out his thanks and blessings, but it looks like he lost his bid in the election to win. So, Nisha's back to be alive. No, that's it. All right, that's it. So, so it looks like Moses is going to be the mayor. Let me check in on these pages. Let me go to Gary Keith's page and see what he's got going on. Let me check my messages and see if anybody's hit me up. Tony Rodriguez. All right, this is official. This is coming from Tony Rodriguez. He won. Claudia won. Anna won. Pina beat Vega by 300 votes. This is coming from Tony Rodriguez, who I just reached out to. I had told him I was live in the air. BCA was down, but this is from Tony Rodriguez. Tony Rodriguez is telling me that he won, Claudia won, Anna Oliver won, Joyce, and then Pina beat Vega by 300. So Steve Pina beat the incumbent Jorge Vega by 300. So he will be taking his seat at the school committee next year, Steve Pina. A lot of stuff's coming in now, people. Yep. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody who's jumping in my chat and trusting me with putting this info out. Congrats to those. Peter Reardon. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Peter Reardon just sent me of all the precincts reported. Here we go. Peter Reardon, thank you, man. Clutch. All the precincts are reported and in 28. We have 13,000 voters out of 69,000, which is 19%, 19% of the vote. Jean Bradley Durancourt finished with 6,420 votes, which is 48.5 of the voting. Moses won the election, 6,680 with 50% of the vote. That's a tight race. That is a tight race still. Good job for both candidates. But again, we double the amount of people coming out to vote, but 20% still isn't a good number. Let me get down to Councilor at Large. Councilor at Large, vote for 4. We had 19%, 20% were blank. So it looks like we've got Winthrop Farwell took in 5,198 total votes. David Texera took in 6,992 votes. Jeff Charnel took in 5,012 votes. Carla DeRosa took in 5,539 votes. Matthew Delisme took in 1,878 votes. Joseph Edwards Francois took in 2,085 votes. Judith Nelson took in 3,521 votes. Michael Nunez took in 3,266 votes. Total votes were 33,560. Again, close to 20% voted in this election. It is a step up. It's 10% more than the preliminary. So your top 4 are going to be David Texera, Carla DeRosa, Winthrop Farwell, and Jeff Charnel makes it in that 4th spot. So we had talked about this. We felt that he had to be careful. He had to be real careful. But that's your top 4 right there. So if you didn't get that, your number 1 is David Texera. Your number 2 is Carla M. DeRosa. Your number 3 is Winthrop Farwell. And your number 4 is Jeff Charnell. So thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter, for that. Thank you for that, Peter. Let me just get this in there. We are looking for wards. We've got the school committee on lock. We've got the mayor and the city councilor. Let me see if he can get the ward councilors for me. And Peter's daughter used to be at BCA. She's not there no more. Shame. I got to see what's going on. Seeing if Peter can get me the ward finals. Ward finals. See if you guys are gonna get this. I'm just gonna keep repeating this. I think I am going out on YouTube and everywhere. Like I said, I just jumped on. I was on the air, and I just jumped on. And I actually came through Restream. Oh, guys, I can see that the chat is now popping up. The chat is, I can see your chat now. Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you, Restream. Awesome. Hey, someone posted blah, 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 blah. Okay. Clancy, what's going on in the chat? 19%. Yes, Felicia. It's not good. 19% is nothing to be happy about, but it is better. We doubled the turnout. So again, for those who are just tuning in, this is coming from Tony Rodriguez. Thank you, Tony, for answering. Because I put this out to all the candidates. Tony answered that he won, Claudio won, Anna won, Joyce won. The loss is Pina. Pina won. He upset Jorge Vega by 300. So Steve Pina is in next year. Jorge Vega will be out. So Joyce Asax remains, Anna remains, Claudio remains, and Tony will remain for the school committee. If that answers your question well, Ellsbury, there we go there. And then again, if you're just tuning in, I got to thank Peter Reardon, who just sent me those results, the official results of the mayor's race. Close race, but Moses comes out on top with 50% of the vote. And then your councilor at large, your top 4, as I said, David Texera is the top guy. And then Carla DeRosa was number 2. Wynn was number 3. And Jeff Charnell. Man, Jeff Charnell took the 4th spot, but he had to work hard and raise a lot of money to get that 4th spot. So Jeff Charnell took that 4th spot with 14% of the vote. 14% of the vote, Jeff. So the closest to him with 10% of the vote was Judith Nelson. Judith Nelson was behind him by 10% of the vote. So Jeff finished with 5,012 votes. Judith Nelson finished with 3,500 votes. So it was a pretty big margin. It was a pretty big margin there, but he worked hard. He had to work hard to get that 4th spot and secure it. So I'm waiting to get some wards. I'm waiting to get the ward councilor finals. That's what we're really waiting for. So if anybody out there can get those wards to me, that'd be great. Let me just put this out here on my Facebook page. Let me just put this out there and tell people I need the ward finals, please. if I'm not talking, that's because I'm texting people and trying to get some answers, people. So just kind of bear with me. And the funny thing is, on election night, usually the booth we stay on. If it's a national election, we usually stay on. Usually for the city, I was actually about to head out and head off and see some people. And then when I saw this, and I saw everybody in the chat on the BCA page, I figured I'd go live and help people out. So I had to fire. I had to fire. If you guys could see me here in the home studio and see me firing everything back, all the stuff, the production stuff back up, it's kind of crazy. Let me go back on the BCA page. Oh, damn. BCA has actually, the video has been removed by the uploader. So the live election coverage on the BCA page has altogether been removed and is now being listed as upcoming on the Brockton channels page for the BCA. So everybody just stick with me. I'm going to stay on here until we get all the wards in. Once we get all the wards in, I'll shut it down, and then everybody can share the news that they get. Ellsbury said Susan DeCastro won Ward 4. Yes, she did. Tony Bishop Branch, I just mentioned earlier that Mr. Branch had already conceded and thanked everybody for that. Yes, we do need Ward 5 school committee. That was Sandra and Nolan Napier. Ward 5. We're still waiting for Ward 5 for a school committee. And I'm waiting for someone to send me any of the ward council races other than 4. Susan DeCastro, we know, won 4. So you know what? I can actually type in here what's official, and let me put in here what's official from what I am getting into, what I'm getting from other people. So let me go back into here. And just bear with me. And if anybody sends me some stuff, I'll update it quick. But like I said, I'm going to hang on here until I get these wards in. Well, hopefully you guys are seeing these. I'm typing these in right now. Hopefully you're getting this in. And if anything else comes in, I will add to this list. I will add to this list as it comes in. Let me check my messages as I keep entering these in. So the officials are official, people. If I put it in there, that's official. Clancy, thank you, Clancy. Yep, I got that same one. I'm looking for the wards. The other wards I'm looking for, and the Ward 5 school committee. We're trying to get that one too. I've reached out, like I said, to the others. So let's see where they leave off at David Texera. All right, there's all your officials in the chat, people. There's all your officials in the chat. And if I get any more, I will add them. But thank you, everybody, for that. Down, Joopy. Down, down. 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 He's coming to let you out. The door's open. The door's actually open. Go on. Go out. Go out. The door's open. Go. Go on. Door's open. I'm talking to my dog. She wants to go out. The door's open. She doesn't need me to open the door for her like she always does. I left it open. Don't mind me. I'm reaching out to people. Oh, all right. I'm just trying to get some more answers here. I'm really curious about Ward 5. Ward 6. Ward 6. I need that also. That race, the Jack Lally race with Lisa Crowley. If anybody has these wards, Yep, I got some more people, but yeah, we already know that those answers. That some people just sending me answers that we already know. Um, keep the dog on stream. She went outside. She'll come back. Joopy's a rock star. Michelle Henson says you may want to consider an extension of vote 48. Yeah, no, actually, usually I am live for the election, but tonight I was gonna go down and support and see someone because usually BCA or ATD pretty much has it covered. And it looks like somebody said there was some issues at ATD. I mean at BCA. So let me see who's on air at WATD. It might be Miles. I think Kevin Tachi's already off, so I think it would be Miles. But the question is are they even? Let's see. ATD's not really Brockton, so I don't think they're going to have like complete coverage. And see, they've got music going on ATD right now. Oh, here we go. Just in time. Let's see.
Coverage of breaking news, emergency traffic, severe weather, and high school football. 95.9 WATD FM Marshfield and 95.9 WATD.com. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Voter turnout was strong for New York's mayoral race.
Yeah, this is going to be national news. Yeah, that's not going to help us right now. We want the Brockton. We want the Brockton numbers. So if anybody out there has the Brockton numbers, please get them to me. Please get them to me. We don't have them at all yet, so it'd be great. I'm gonna ask Tony. I'm gonna reach out to Tony. Ask Tony if he's got the Ward 5 people. I'm gonna reach out to Tony, see if he's heard anything on the Ward 5 school race, which was Sandra Centeo and Nolan Napier. So we're gonna see if we can get an answer on that one. And then I'm reaching out to people still on these ward races, which I'm pretty sure we thought the ward races were going to be close in Ward 5. I think we thought they were going to be close in Ward 5 and Ward 6 were going to be close races. We need all of those. The only one we got was Suna Castro and the Tony Branch race. Someone said AXG F4167 said, bring back the dog. Wait, but is the dog your phone case? No. No, my phone case is the Mandalorian. She'll come back in once she goes. I do need a refill on coffee. But again, Brockton turnout, again, let me just go back over the turnout because we do have the final numbers of 19%. 19% of the registered voters voted in this election in Brockton. Again, it's nothing to be happy about. 10% in the preliminary, we doubled it, doubled the turnout. for November, but still 20% in a city of 100,000 with 50,000, 69,000 registered voters is what it looks like on the paperwork. The official paperwork was 69,000 voters. Let me get that exact number for you guys. So we had 69,285 registered voters in the city of Brockton. 13,000 voted in this election. That's what 28 of the precincts reporting. So 13,442 voted out of 69,285. Again, that's nothing to be happy for. Nothing to really be happy, but it's a good turnout for Brockton because we're usually at 4%, 4 to 6% on the preliminaries, and then we usually finish with 8 to 10 in November, 15 sometimes, but 20%. I'm gonna have to check the history and see, the last time we had a 20% turnout for a race. So, and again, like I said, the mayor's race came down exactly like we thought, very close. 50% of the vote went to Moses, 48% of the vote went to Jean, JBD, Bradley Durancourt. And like I said, 6,600 for Moses, 64 for Jean Bradley Durancourt. So it was 118 write-ins, unresolved write-ins, 118. So again, like I said, and then like I said, again, the council at large, that council at large race, I talked about this with some people and who was the person that could have been the odd person out. And, a lot of people thought Jeff was the sure number 2 guy. But then when we saw the results come in for that September preliminary election and Carla DeRosa and Judith Nelson finished strong in September, it was kind of like, whoa, there could be some people as the odd people out in this election. And it was kind of close. Jeff still makes it in with 14% of the vote, but for the work and the funding that he took in, the monies that came in for support, fourth that's close. That's close. You would have thought with all the work and stuff that Jeff had did, you would have thought that Jeff would have been in there maybe at that Carla DeRosa spot, at that number 2 spot. Surprising that she came out and, she got what she got. That's crazy. She got 5,500 votes. She took home 16% of the vote. So big ups to Carla. Nothing on Ward 3 yet, Gary. We're waiting. We're waiting for Ward 3. I'm here live at Listus to Front. I will mention these results as soon as they come in. Joseph Bruin, what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in. Gary, yep. I see Gary asking about Ward 3. Nothing on Ward 3 on you and Phil's race. Nothing yet. And I'm reaching out to people. I actually reached out to you, Gary. I believe I sent you a message. Trying to find out. Gary, if you're running, the question I ask is, do you get a call? Do you get a message or a call directly from somebody in the Elections Commission? That's what we were wondering, because that's why I was reaching out right to the candidates, because my thought process was that the candidates are going to get the word before any of us get that word, especially with BCA is down. See, and this is what so you let the dog go out. The dog goes out in the yard. The door's left open. But now we're at that point where it is freezing. it's getting cold at night, so she stays out there. And all of a sudden, the home studio, becomes cold. So yeah, I got somebody's sending me info that we already know that info. We're looking for wards. We're looking for wards. School committee 5. We're looking for. Gary Keith, I was trying to get the results off the doors, and I'm not sure what halted, but I didn't get all of the precincts I won. Michelle Henson. Hey, I'm trying. Michelle. Like I said, I got the word that BCA was down, and now BCA doesn't even have anything going out. So I just jumped right back on air. I just jumped back on air because I just got done with the booth. I was gonna head out the door. I didn't even open up my usual OBS broadcast. I just went live and Restream. So there's no overlays or nothing. At AXG F4167 says, "What's a smelly smell that smells smelly?" I don't know. This is my dog in the backyard. Right now, I guess. Oh man. I feel like Cody Rhodes now while we're waiting with the crowd. Man, the stuff that everybody's kind of sending me, we already have those answers. We're looking for specific answers now. So if you're sending me stuff, the Massachusetts Democratic Party has just sent out a congrats an hour ago to the new mayor of Brockton, Moses Rodriguez. As I said, Bishop Anthony Michael Branch, 39 minutes ago, posted, "We lost again. I love you and blessings." That was Bishop Tony Branch. At Ellsbury is saying Phil 1, Ward 3. Where are you seeing those results? I don't want to report and have it not be, the exact. So please, if you're posting in this chat, if you're posting results in this chat, please put where you're getting it from, so we know, that it's official. Please, please, please. Let me just go back down this list again. At Ellsbury posted in this chat, but I want at Ellsbury to I'm answering some people who are asking some questions. If you guys have any of these races that we're looking for, please drop them in the chat. Get them to me ASAP if you can, so we can report on these, please. I've got some people dropping some stuff in the chat, but we already know those are those answers. Um, is that official, Alyssa Safront? Sandra Santel, that 1273. Yeah, it looks like BCA had an equipment issue. I'm not sure what it was, but that's what I'm hearing. An equipment issue. All right, I'm just bear with me, people. I'm reaching out to people, following people that I know on Facebook who I'm waiting to see if Ellie's going to post on her page at all yet. I'm following Jeff. Enterprise just posted 18 minutes ago that it's official for Moses. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Here's some people coming into my chat. Nothing new. Same stuff we already got. So we're just waiting. Just waiting. I'm on the city page and I'm on the elections committee page, and I don't see anything yet. I mean, the elections, you would. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could give real-time results on the page. Here we go. 2025 unofficial election results on the. I'm going on the election page. Let me see if this is September or November's unofficial. This is the Brockton City website elections commit. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. Clancy Lee in the chat says they never keep the city page updated. So it's going to be a PDF that they are putting. So that's kind of time consuming. No. These are September's. So if you go into the city page and you're looking for the unofficial results, it's the September unofficial. So the September official results have yet to be posted to the city's page, and the unofficial 2025 election commissions are not even posted yet. So, unfortunately, going to the city website isn't going to help you. Yeah, it's if you go to, so again, if you go to the city's website, if you go to the elections commission section, they have a PDF of the 2025 unofficial election results. Those results are going to be September, so don't even bother going and looking, because when you wait for the PDF to open and stuff, it's going to be September. It's the unofficial September elections. You would think that it would be the official September. So might as well just close that window out, because it doesn't look like that's going to be updated at this time. Still nobody in my messenger with some updates. So we're still waiting for Ward 5 school committee. We need all the wards with the exception of 4. And we need city councils pretty much straight, mayor straight. Yeah, that's kind of it. It's kind of what we're waiting for. I might have to go get some coffee while we're sitting here waiting, though. I'm empty. And I hate this because I know I'm going to go upstairs and I know it's not going to be quick. The Keurig is going to have to do the preheat of the water, which is going to take a few more minutes. It usually does. No problem, Lisa. Lisa just asked me about the school committee. Michelle Henson. Oh, she's speaking with Gary Keith in regards to talking about the BCA discussion in regards to the funding, because a lot of people don't know BCA is funded when anybody who pays a cable bill. Part of that bill goes to what is required by law is funding for the BCA. Now, I have a membership down there, and shame on me. I don't utilize BCA like I should. Shame on me, and I'm bad at that because I have a home studio, and it's more my comfort zone. I know when Peter Reardon's daughter was there, I used to get the booth sent to them, and they would upload all of the Cinestorm production shows were going up on BCA. The thing is that with BCA, if you air a show, you can't have any call to actions. And we have some sponsorships on our shows, and we have to trim that. It's kind of more of a me thing. It's not a BCA thing, but I probably should get my ass down there. I have knowledge, and I should be to be honest, I should be one of these people down there volunteering more, so they're not so short-staffed. I have some of the knowledge, so shame on me. And it does make me really, really think about what I should do in this area for BCA. Newbie was a great part of BCA. This was Newbie started out his whole dream down there at BCA with stepping up big time, and it's crazy to see a guy like Newbie, a Brockton guy, all the way out on the North Shore with his talent. So it's tough. Maybe I should shut up and step up and head down to BCA and start putting in some more time down there, and maybe produce more of my shows, maybe more of these special shows. People maybe should have done that. Because to see that the BCA isn't going out, but again, they're saying it's a technical issue, so I don't know. People talking about equipment at the BCA. I've gone to other community access cable stations that are smaller than Brockton. I've been down to Cape. I've been to Newton. I've been to Braintree. I've been to Abington. I've been to Whitman. I've been to, and I'm going to say that some of these smaller cable access community stations have much better equipment. I hate to say. I went to Newton and they had some of the state-of-the-art PTZ cameras and stuff like that they have out in the field. I know usually sometimes when BCA goes out, they do have a PTZ camera now, but they still have regular older cameras. I went out to Newton and Newton had all 3 PTZ cameras. PTZ cameras they're like a dome, and it's a 360-degree camera. So that camera picks up anything within the 360-degree radius. It kind of cuts the need out for a camera person, so to say. There's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of scuttlebutt about things at BCA that I'm not going to get into on here. It's not worth it to talk about it if it's not true or if we can't confirm it. So Michelle Henson's in the chat says, so why is the money everyone talks about isn't going to upgrade the equipment? And this is just a rumor. There was a rumor I heard that someone was asking for an audit of BCA. I had heard that. I don't know how true that is. I think the only way to be honest, the real only way that we can answer this, people, it's to step up. It's to step up. Why? Because BCA has to offer everything there to the community. It's a law. It's a law that they have to offer it. So if any of us are able to get down there and start to see kind of what's going on and what's going on, it's probably something we should do. And to be honest, like I said, I'm my own worst enemy. I've got a home studio. I'm comfortable at home, but I should be one of these people that are utilizing BCA for special events or things of that sort. I don't know. Maybe, I got it. I had to figure out. The new season of all my shows that I produce are coming up next year. I produce a ton of shows. Maybe there's some things that I'd like to do with the booth. I've always wanted to bring a live element into the booth with bands. You've seen me do it here at the home studio. I've had some people come on and play, but if I was to do something like that at BCA, now that really opens up the booth as a show when you bring in people to perform, in the studio, and you can kind of bring a live audience in. So maybe that's something. If you guys think that the booth should maybe start doing a couple of shows, maybe one show a month from BCA, let me know. So be it. Then maybe I'll start getting my ass involved down there. But right now I'm guilty. I'm guilty of not utilizing that beautiful space. And it's beautiful there. The second floor space is even better than what they offer downstairs. It's crazy. The podcast room there is great. If you don't have the podcast equipment to do a podcast, you should be going down to BCA. So there's a trick there with the make use of that space, the BCA meeting room space and things of that sort. If you utilize the space and things of that sort, you have to put a show out. You just can't go and rent, you know, can't go and reserve something and then not put a show out. Um, we were doing the booth, but I also had my artist. My artist was going down there and she was rehearsing and recording her rehearsals. But the problem is that if she's not putting that rehearsal time in as a show, then she can't utilize that space. So, and I get it. You know, if you're going to use that space, you should be putting a show out if you're using that space. And I felt like that was something my artist could have done. You know, could have utilized that space and did a show like that. So, yep, it's free. All you do is reserve it. All you do is reserve it, the meeting room. But I'm talking about the studio rooms with the cameras and things of that sort. If you're going to be utilizing those, you have to put a show out. The meeting room space is that's anybody that's a resident of Brockton. And it's a nice meeting space too. They have two big rooms there that we could use. But I think maybe the booth should start expanding and maybe do some different things there. Same thing. Someone's sending me results, but it's results that we already have. But thank you. Thank you, everybody who is sending me this stuff, this info. Like I said, a lot of this we already have. Yeah, if you Michelle, if you can take the training, go for it. It's well worth it. For what they give you in training, it's well worth it. Yeah, I haven't. I've been on Jack's page. BCA is up. Um, Let me go back on here. Ellsbury, thank you. At Ellsbury is saying BCA is back up. Yep, Brockton election 2025. BCA is back up. Let's see if they're going live.
And with these election results,
All right, here they go.
to my right, Courtney Henderson, political consultant, and Steve Thomasy, an educator at the Adult Learning.
So, guys, yeah, they're back up. BCA is going to be coming in now with these live announcements. So I'll let them finish up. I'll let them finish up.
Information on this exciting time on the latest political results and the Brockton electoral process. Steve?
Yes, this is a little prefatory statement, but earlier today, someone saw me. I wasn't hiding, holding signs for candidates. I did it at 3 different sites today, and someone called the management and said that they thought it was not right that I'd be speaking in a show like this if I was openly supporting candidates. So it was suggested to me that I make a statement. This was largely written by the management. I have no objection because I totally agree with the sentiment expressed here. Just to be transparent, I have shown support for several candidates in Brockton's municipal elections this year, and also in past elections, going back as far as 1987, as I recall. But my comments tonight will solely be focused on the election results and what they may mean for the Brockton community in the future. I just like to say one thing. In 1987, the first time that I held signs, we had moved here in 85. It was for Alan Pesovich. She was running for Ward 3 City Council. She was running against John McGarry, who did win. To this day, both Alan Pesovich and John McGarry are still close friends of mine, even though I supported one and not the other. That seems to be less and less the case these days. No one saw each other as enemies, so I think of that as a good example of the way it should work. So we will make comments about historical analogies, how this is like other races from the past, and make some comments about our opinions of why things are happening as they're unfolding before us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Courtney?
No, I have nothing. I'm excited as always to be back next to you guys, reporting to the community about who is going to be our next elected officials. So I'm just as anxious and excited as everyone else. So where do we start?
Well, I'd say, in the absence of an active mayor's race in Boston, a lot of the Boston news.
All right, why are they talking?
Other communities, and one of the ones that's notable is Brockton. It's been mentioned on all the the local news reports. Coming out of
so they're coming in at 10:42, and they're talking about Boston elections and stuff.
For the first time in the city of Brockton,
I'm not sure if they know they're behind. This is live.
Person is going to be the mayor of Brockton, so it is a historical moment.
All right, they're getting right into it.
And because both candidates are people of color, it's one of them's going to win.
I'm going to jump off here and get on to watching BCA. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Sorry about this situation. I'm glad I was able to get some early info out there for you guys. And I'll be back next Tuesday night. All right, I'm going to take care. I'll see you guys in the BCA chat. Take care, guys. See you later.